All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Sunday watch list. Insane week, crazy, crazy week after Wednesday. The tariffs overall analysis from last week was correct, right? We were watching that weekly bearish engulfing, and I even told you guys in the video, how do we play these? We wait for some type of pullback, and look what we get at the start of the week. We get that pullback, we start pulling back, and eventually we get that huge rejection. So insane rejection, right? It had to happen the day of the tariffs, the day of the news, of course. Um, but after that, now we're basically back close to five. Insane week, just insane. So this volatility, we need to be risk off. We have to be risk off. These are very wide ranges, and yes, you can make a lot of money if you're on the right side, but vice versa. If you're not on the wrong side of a move, if you're on the wrong side of a move, you're gonna get cooked. And it's best to be patient for setup. So let's start off with SPY. But first things first, we have a lot of stuff going on this week. We have CPI on Thursday. We have FOMC minutes on Wednesday. It's not a week to go like heavy, really. We have PPI on Friday. Usually PPI and CPI line on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's lining on Thursday and Friday this time. And then we have all the earnings coming up in the next few weeks, in the next 2 weeks or so, next week or the week after next week. So a lot of stuff coming up. Overall, I do feel like we need a pullback, but this is still very weak. Like the buyers are nowhere to be found just yet. The next psychological key level is 500. So this is an area I will be very open-minded at, right? We're still very, very weak. But if there's going to be a level that we try to hold up, it may be this 500. And below 500, we got 494. 494, 490. Okay, anything below 494, 490, it's a free for all down to 482, even 470, really, right? And that's the weekly 200 SMA. So if I'm looking for long-term ads, potential lead plays, it's gonna be 482 to 470. That's a beautiful ad area. Yes, we're relatively very, very weak right now, but long-term, I think that's a great area to buy. Long-term for sure. We don't know how long this is gonna last. But long term, I'm very confident in adding at these levels. Even if it breaks below, I will still add long term equity at these levels, along with some other individual names. For day trading this week, keep all eyes on that 500 level. If we get a relief bounce, we have room to 510. Above 510, we have room to 518. Main area is going to be like this area right there, that 524. Let's look at this on the daily real quick. And that's pretty much Friday's high. That's also a huge resistance from back here. So 524.5 above 510. And this is how wide these ranges are. These ranges are wide. We can get these type of moves. I mean, this happened in one day. SPY's ATR, how much it moves in a day, is typically $5, 5 to 6. It has increased to 12. If I go here and I type in SPY, I mean, look at that heat map. It's insane. If I go to SPY, its ATRs now is $12. It's been that's $5, $6 for the longest, but right now the ATR is a little bit higher than average. So we can't expect the SPY to move $12 in a day. So repeating the game plan, 500. And the game plan can change throughout the week a lot. So it's gonna be a quick watch list. It's gonna be all over the place this week. But to start the week, keep an eye on 500. These will be levels respected throughout the week. 510. That is a key level to watch throughout this week. Either a reject if we fail to get above it, back to 500. A reclaim gives us room back to 518 and 524. Above 524, we have a gap fill to 537. And I do believe that 540 would eventually get retested because that is the key level that we broke here. Look, I'm gonna erase everything, then I'm gonna add it back. But before that, it's this 540 level. Look, that's the level that we broke. No retest. We just straight broke through below that. So 540, guys. 540 could definitely be a level that comes back to retest. We're still so weak. I don't, is it gonna happen this week? Possibly with CPI and all that, it's very possible we come to retest that 540. So it's not out of reach, right? We do need some relief, but I'm staying open-minded. So above 510, 524, above 524, 540, below 500, 494, 490, 480, 470. Now, I don't know if that 470 may be out of reach. We need some relief before we reach that 470, unless CPI and PPI just, tank the market, but I doubt it. Well, it's possible. These market conditions, you just never know. But those are the levels. Simple as that. These are my main key levels. Won't be trading anything else other than these levels on SPY. QQQ. Let's erase everything here real quick. Key level that we recently broke was this 450. I definitely feel like we need a retest of that 450. 420 was a big level in the past as well. Also like this 413. Okay, I'm expecting a relief bounce at one of these levels, and I feel we will get some relief. Back to Friday's high is 440. Above 440, that's where we can watch that gap fill to 450. So I would like to look for some relief. I definitely feel we got some relief. 440 could definitely be in play. For continuation to the downside, guys, if we still just show an insane amount of weakness below 421, it's a fall to 413. Still a beautiful move. And then 2022 highs, right? The all-time highs in 2021, 2022 was here. This is probably where we're most likely headed towards, right? It's going to be a level that needs to be retested, 400, and then the weekly 200 SMAs down here, where I will add equity on QQQ as well when we get there. But I feel like we need a little relief before getting down there. So let's see which names get that relief this week. That's SPY and QQQ levels. Just keeping it simple with that. That would be a beautiful relief bounce if we can capitalize on that, right? Just because we're in a bear market doesn't mean we won't get like little relief bounces in between. So that's QQ, my favorite individual name. And I'm not gonna scroll through all these this time, to be honest. I'm just gonna give you guys what I'm watching. Spy QQ and Tesla are gonna be my main names. But I'll scroll through a few after. But Spy QQ, Tesla, I think these are gonna be the names that pay me this week. So there's no need for me to try to like, you know, give you guys a bunch of different names. Tesla and PLTR will be the names I'll watch this week. Tesla, we failed to get above 300. We retested that weekly 9 EMA, and now we fell back below 271. And these recent lows on Tesla was 222 to 213, right? We're back below the weekly 200 SMA. I will be looking for a pullback to 250. Even like this 245 area. I want to see a little pullback to catch the move lower to 222, 213. So essentially I'm targeting these recent lows, but I'm trying to manage risk at the same time. So if we get a pullback, it'll give me a better risk reward ratio. 250, 253 area, like any type of rejection here would be absolutely amazing. It's not always the case. If it gets below 233, a break and retest of that level also permits us entry just in case it just gets very weak below that 233. It has room to 222 and 213. So that's how I'll be looking to trade Tesla at the start of the week. If we're not already down there, if we're already down here, probably just chill out. Probably just be a little patient, see what the market wants to give us. But that's Tesla. I definitely want to catch it back down to these recent lows of 223 and 213. PLTR, amazing move here on PLTR. Beautiful, beautiful opportunities here. Key levels on PLTR was this 80. It was this 80 level. Hold on, let me double check just to make sure I got it right. It was this. Where do we keep? Okay, yeah. It was this 80 level. So you can see every time we come here, even from back here, let's go to the 4 hour. Every time we come to this area, we get a strong relief bounce. Bounce here, we get a bounce there, bounce there, bounce there. Here, we're finally broken below this level, and now we're at this recent low of 71. Um, there's also demand right here, though, as you can see. Major, major demand here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. So a relief bounce on PLTR, if we hold this 70 to 71.5, we could get a relief bounce to 78. It's about a $6 move, risking about $1 to $2. That's amazing. But the main watch. So right now it could be that relief bounce back to 78, but this is where I'd like to get that main entry, potentially for a swing with some time to catch it back down to 70. And then below 70 is going to be these recent lows of 68 and then 65. So that would be the main target for PLTR if we can get that move. For now, we're sitting in demand, so I don't want to short down here unless we get below 70. If we get below 70 and it's just very weak, expect 67 very quickly, 65. So for now, I think we see some relief early. And yeah, Nvidia's back below 100, right? That's a key level. We can watch that area for rejection. Any type of pullback to 100, reject back down to 90, And it has room to fall. Nvidia's got room to fall as well. Microsoft has an amazing rejection level that I really like. It's going to be Microsoft will be if the market doesn't get a big bounce and we just continue to show weakness. This 366, 365 area, we get any type of pullback into that level, look for a rejection back to 350. But that's going to be it, guys. I'm going to keep it very short and simple. I mean, there's so many names to watch. A lot of names are relatively weak. I would love to see a pullback first before we get that next drop. That way we can have opportunity to trade it as well. Price action this week is going to be very important to watch. All right, Meta's at that 500. It's a relief bounce area. Apple, we're broken below 200. Very weak. Any type of rejection off 196, 200, if we retest, would be amazing. And AMD, very weak as well. So SPY, QQQ, Tesla, PLTR. I'll be updating these throughout the week. So make sure that you stay up to date in the group chats for that. And yeah, guys, it's going to change a lot throughout the week with CPI, PPI. So I'm not going to get too deep into everything. But those are my main setups. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Watch this. Trade safe, guys. It's not the week to try to go crazy. Um, Keep it light. With those ranges being so wide, you'll still make a good amount going light and you'll be protecting yourself. So don't feel like you got to go heavy. Thank you guys for watching and I hope you guys have a great and safe trading week. Peace.